Have you ever wondered what it's like to die?
He asked, looking down as he dragged the small blade along his arm. I said nothing as I watched him in disbelief. Blood ran down to his fingertips, straight down to the hardwood floor. Each drop reminded me of a leaky faucet. I never thought the sound of my bathroom faucet dripping water would be a constant reminder of blood. The ad was vague. Under any normal circumstance, that would serve as a warning sign to keep on scrolling. Looking for a favor. Hi, looking for someone to do me a favor. No questions, just say yes. Not looking for sex, so don't bother. Serious only. Will pay. Wow, $5 signs. I usually avoid the restaurants with 3 on Google. Can't afford it. No contact number, only an email address. I'd been strapped for cash for too long. Rent was almost 3 months past due. Landlord told me the sheriff would be the next person she told this to, so I didn't hesitate to answer. That was my first mistake. I got a response within the first minute. What are you willing to do? Anything? I wiped the Cheetos dust off my hands and sent a reply back. Fuck, what am I doing? What constitutes as anything? This isn't a sex thing, right? You said it wouldn't be in your post. I took a deep breath and pushed to balance myself on the back 2 legs of my computer chair. The mailbox dinged and forced the exhale. No, nothing sexual. We'll pay any amount. Just say yes. No endless emails. He left an address in the second to last line. There was bank account information in the next. I pulled up chase.com in Chrome and entered the information. It was real. I had never seen that many zeros in my life. I brought the chair back down to all 4 legs with a crash. Every part of me wanted to just transfer all that money over to my account and be done with it, but I didn't. Instead, I replied one last time. Leaving now. It was just about dark, another red flag, but the money had me punch drunk. I almost didn't care what he asked of me. Looking up and down from the map on my phone to the road was a dirty gamble. About 30 minutes in, I found myself on a very narrow road. It wasn't registering on Google Maps. I was a blue circle moving through a white screen. I made a left, and my headlights catch reflectors fixed to a stake with a sign above. Private driveway, no trespassing. I slowed to a crawl and saw a huge plantation-style home sitting at its end. There were no lights on, except for a dimly lit lamp resting on an end table in the front window. I could barely make out a figure of someone sitting down behind the curtain. I said a prayer and parked my car. I stepped out and headed to the door. It was already open, just a crack, and the mellow ambient light from the lamp bled through. A dusty vinyl whispered a scratchy melody inside. I pushed open the door cautiously and scanned the room. A middle-aged looking man, with maybe too many wrinkles for his age, sat in a cushioned chair beside the door. He seemed wronged by time, wronged by something huge. I wondered if he even knew I was there. Hi. I figured I would help myself inside. Your door was open. Figured you knew I pulled up. Saw you in the window. I'm the guy who answered your post online.
Do you believe in an afterlife?
He said, his attention focused on his hands. He was squeezing his fists, like when you use one of those stress reliever balls, except he didn't have one. Nah, I don't believe in much of anything.
Well, she's there, and she's burning.
He finally looked up at me. His eyes were an iridescent blue, smothered by bloodshot capillaries.
I miss her so much,
he said with a rasp. I noticed blood dripping from his hands. So much blood.
They called it postpartum psychosis.
He began to sob, but managed to finish.
I just don't know.
He let out a long-winded sigh and recollected himself.
We were over the moon, you know?
There were breaks in between his sentences. It was hard to put into words. When you say it, when you articulate your pain, it makes it really real. It puts it down in the history books with ink.
It was me and her, and him. I just didn't see it coming.
He went to stand and staggered. He was a ghastly white as he grabbed the back of the chair and guided himself over to a coffee table in the center of the room. Photographs were scattered all over. He grabbed one and handed it to me. I don't know how I stomached it, but I took the picture from him. Under a smear of blood, I could make out the image. It was him with his wife and newborn son. They were over the moon indeed. From the very moment he came into this world, the stars aligned. They posed in an everything I could ever ask for way. She was in a hospital bed with a boy laying on her chest. He was beaming as he leaned in over her shoulder. My heart twinged and felt heavy in my chest. He didn't have to explain further, but he did. I saw rage start to build behind his icy eyes as they narrowed and closed in on me.
She went batshit crazy on me the second night he was home. I woke up to her screaming over and over. He made me do it. Who made you do what? Babe, what did you do? My eyes start adjusting from a dead sleep, so I rub them and try to focus, and I see my son in her arms, lifeless. I see our perfect creation, already stripped from me before he could lift his own fucking head, before he could learn how to say daddy, or laugh at cheesy dad jokes. Shit. Before he could break girls' hearts. I ripped him out of her arms and my eyes were focused a little more now. When I took him from her, I saw the cuts. They looked so deep.
He looked hypnotized. He didn't blink, didn't move. He was looking through me. Oh my God, sir, I think I need to call you an ambulance. You're not well. You're bleeding. I pulled out my phone from my pocket and started to dial 911.
Don't call anyone yet,
he commanded with a startling shout. I hesitated before placing my phone back in my pocket. This is all so sad and so personal. I can't help but wonder why exactly I'm here. Do you need help? Are you sure I can't call anyone for you?
They won't help me the way I need help. No one that knows me will do me this favor. I still love her. If you can believe, I fucking forgive her. I need to see her one last time, but I won't stay in hell with her. I won't give her that much.
You need to see her? The end of my sentence came out in an awfully high, questioning tone.
I already started bleeding myself out, so it should all happen fairly quickly.
He held up a small razor blade between his thumb and index finger. He must have been squeezing it in his hands.
You just need to count to 60, and then you can call 911. You already have my bank account information. Take it all. I just need to find her down there and tell her that I forgive her, and that I love her.
Chills ran down my spine. I don't even know your name.
Dante.
I felt connected to him, the human condition. Despite all of the insanity, the ties we have as human beings to one another overwhelmed me. Things don't always present themselves as right or wrong, and I found myself feeling my way through the foggy gray area of morality and judgment. Okay, Dante, I'll call, but on one condition. You give no mention of me when they bring you back, if they can bring you back. I was trembling.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, but if you call when I say, after you count to 60, I think I have a good shot.
I gave him a nod. Without hesitation, he took the blade to the end of his palm and pulled all the way up his forearm. He switched hands and quickly did the same to the other arm. He sat back down in his chair and laid his head back.
Thank you,
he whispered. I barely made out the words. I counted to 60 and made the call.
911, what's your location?
Holy fuck. What was the address again? Please come as fast as you can. My friend tried to kill himself. He's bleeding out. I put it on speaker and tried to pull up my maps. They wouldn't load.
Sir, what is your location?
The operator asked again, and she didn't wait long to ask again, several times. I panicked. I ended the call. The duration was under 20 seconds, so I hoped they couldn't trace it. I ran out of the house, got in my car, and floored it out of there. I'm sorry, Dante. I never told anybody about that night. I went straight home, deleted my account and the email address tied to it. I never ended up taking any of his money either. I couldn't stand the thought of spending a dime with what it was connected to. I did try coming up with some rational reason for coming into that kind of money, but nothing I came up with really made any sense. Eventually, it would have gotten back to me. Consider this my confession. I pray every night that when the day comes that I die, I won't go to hell for what I chose to be a part of, and that I won't see them. Hey guys and ladies, thanks for watching. Send your story or creepypasta to the email in the description. And my Patreon, shirts, Twitter, and Instagram are down there too. Be good to animals, even people, see ya.
Ja, snälla, Bergsbus, Rish.
Have you ever wondered what it's like? Jesus. Right off the fucking bat, dude.